this video, I'm going to give you a 1-week study plan for studying the SATs reading and writing portion. I'm going to walk you through what study resources you should use, how much time you should study on each section, and how to get a gauge of whether you've actually been able to improve or not. And you'll be able to do all of this with only 1 hour each day for a week. So if you're looking for massive SAT reading and writing score improvements and only a short amount of time, this is the video for you. So the first thing you need to do on day 1 of your study plan is just take a practice test, and that's it. Go into Blue Book. I generally suggest practice test 5. It could be any of the others. Figure out what your baseline score is so you know where you need to study. So day 2, you're going to be practicing SAT reading and writing for 1 hour. I'd suggest spending the first 20 minutes or so just working through videos on Khan Academy on the words and context section. I'm just starting off with the vocab section and we're working methodically through it. And then also check out my vocab video, of course, but also other vocab videos on YouTube with great vocab hacks. Then spend your next 20 to 30 minutes working through practice problems on Khan Academy. Again, they break the practice problems down into easy, medium, and hard, which will allow you to best gauge what level you're at and hopefully improve over time. And then the last 10 minutes of your practice, I would suggest writing down a specific study or answering strategy, such as read the passage first, don't look at the answer choices, fill in the blank with your own word, compare that word to the answer choices, and select the correct one. Create your own step-by-step formula so that way you know exactly what to do on test day as you're approaching the problem. The third day, I'd suggest spending on SAT central ideas or main ideas problems. You can find the central ideas section again on Khan Academy, and you're basically going to do the same thing as day 2. Watch the Khan Academy videos, watch the videos I have, watch other videos on YouTube for the first 20 minutes. And then work through practice problems on Khan Academy and the easy, medium, and difficult sections until you can gauge your level, and then spend the last 10 minutes writing your own strategy for how to tackle these problems out. But because you have such a condensed study schedule, I'd suggest go ahead and beginning to study SAT inference problems, because these are the bulk, these are the hardest, most difficult for students. And if you don't struggle with any of these sections of SAT reading and writing, I'd suggest skipping like the day that I mentioned for that and really buckling down on SAT inferences. I just suggest working on cross-text connections, which you can also find on Khan Academy on this day, and maybe just watching the videos for that. Not beginning to work through practice problems yet, because you'll do that on the following day, but just giving yourself a little bit of a head start on that. These cross-text connections are when you have 2 passages of text 1 and text 2, and they're asking you to compare, contrast text passages in some way. So watch the videos on that. But you're gonna watch those videos for the first 20 minutes, work through practice problems in the easy, medium, and difficult levels for the next 30 minutes, and then spend 10 minutes developing your personal study plan. So day 4 is a heavy one. It covers passages with inferences, conclusions, all that type of thing, and it's really the one that people struggle with often the most in the SAT. So this particular day, I'd suggest spending 2 hours on. If you can spread it across multiple days of working through it, then that would be great too. Command of evidence textual problems, and then command of evidence quantity problems, and then finally inferences. You can find videos again on my channel where I talk about this, but also the Khan Academy videos. These are 4 sections. They break them all down. They have lessons, videos behind them. So I spend, for this particular day, maybe more like 45 minutes even watching these videos. And then I'd suggest starting off with the medium difficulty problems, doing a medium difficulty problem set for all 4 of these, and see where you're at. And if you are ready to bump up to the more difficult problems, do that. If you're not, then go to the easier problems or continue working through medium problems. And then spend the last 10 minutes again of your study routine after that solid hour or so of working through practice problems, creating your study plan and study strategy for approaching all of these inference problems. So day 5 is going to be SAT grammar day. And very similar to other days, you're going to spend the first 20 minutes watching videos. There are 2 main sections on Khan Academy for this: SAT boundaries and SAT form, structure, and sense. And SAT boundaries is basically like punctuation, that type of thing, and then form and sense is like verbs, pluralization, all that type of thing. And you can find videos on my channel as well supporting that, and of course plenty of other videos on YouTube. Just spend the first 20 minutes watching those videos and 30 minutes working through problems, and as you've heard it, using medium and difficult problems, and 10 minutes developing your study strategy. And on day 6, this is your last day of studying SAT English. You're going to work on transitions and bullet point problems. On Khan Academy, this is called transitions and rhetorical synthesis, which is another name for your bullet point problems. And once again, like all the other days, you're going to work on the videos on Khan Academy, videos on YouTube, my channel, in order to create your own study strategy. Then apply that to the practice problems that you find on Khan Academy in the easy, medium, and difficult sections, and at the end of the day, write down your study strategy. So day 7, you're going to get to take another practice test just to gauge where you're at after all of that reading and writing studying. Make sure you review your notes before the test, but then close that book and just focus on the exam. When you're done, go check your practice test score and see how much you've improved by. I hope you found that video helpful and that it helps you to be able to improve your SAT reading and writing score and build that study plan so you can ace your December SAT or whenever you take your next SAT. Just as a reminder, make sure you use all the resources I mentioned because they're super helpful. They helped me to significantly improve my own SAT score. Within a short amount of time, I followed a plan for studying very similar to the one I just gave you. So make sure you use Khan Academy, make sure you use YouTube videos, you do lots of practice problems. If you need to use more Blue Book practice tests, feel free to do that. It's open to adjustment, but this is just going to give you a solid head start so you can study for the SAT and ace your next exam. If you enjoyed this video and found my study tips helpful, then please like and subscribe so you can get access to all of those videos on reading and writing and even math as well. I also have some videos on college applications and other fun things that you're going through in high school as you prepare for college, so make sure you check that out as well. And always remember, this is a part of my college application process too and helps me a ton. If you like, subscribe, engage with my channel, tell me how it's helpful, tell me how I can improve, all those types of things. Give me video requests because I do make videos to people's requests if you need specific tips. So anyway, with that said, I won't take any more of your precious time, but I'll let you get back to studying. Good luck on your next exam, and I know you can do it.